Hello everyone, hope you guys are well. Just let me check my volume. All right, so I want to get started on what I told you guys I would talk to you guys about on video, which is some good stuff about why we as authors need an email list and how important it is for us. And that question was posed by Carrie Anderson. So thanks for asking, Carrie. So here's why you need an email list. And I got all my notes together so that I can stay on task. So thank you guys for joining live. If you catch this live, if you join on the replay, just let me know you caught the replay. Hit replay, put any comments, questions that you guys may have. And if you join me live while I'm doing this, just let me know that you're there. So that I can acknowledge you. All right, why do we need a email list? Why is it so important to us, and why do I talk about it like a lot? As you know, social media is a great thing for us as authors, but we don't control the platforms that we're on. If something were to happen, if Facebook shuts down, Twitter shuts down, any social media outlet, if they shut down, right? All the connections that you have are gone because you only have them on that platform. The thing with your email list is everybody on your email list belongs on your email list. They belong to you. So if something happens, you still have them listed on your email list, right? So that's one of the great things about it. And I know there are so many people that have their page shut down, that have their Facebook personal page blocked because they have like their first name and you know their nickname or whatever they want to call themselves and then their last name, and Facebook doesn't want that. So that's the need, because no matter what platform that you're on, if something happened to that platform, all of your connections that you have on that platform are gone, right? Everybody in the group, if the group shut down, they would be gone unless they got the email addresses. So I'm going to go through and share some things with you guys about doing that, but this is something to think about, okay? So again, why? When someone signs up for your list, they're taking more than one step to connect with you, which is important, which is why I love to do vendor events, to meet people face to face, because you get to talk to them, you get to connect with them on a different level. My last event that I went to, and this one stands out to me because it was at a Catholic church and it wasn't somewhere close to me. I literally had to drive about 20 minutes from where I lived to get there, and it was really early in the morning, and it was not a summer day, but it was like September-ish, so it was kind of brisk, and it was brisk in there. But you had people come out no matter what because they knew it was a vendor event. They knew all of the people that were going to be there because we were advertised on the flyer, and that's another thing. You're being marketed as well when people have you as vendors. And a lady approached me, and she actually was helping out the organizer. And she approached me and started chatting me up about the book, what got me started, if this was my first one, would I do any more. Then she stated she was an avid reader and that she was working on her book, that she's been journaling for a long time. And we probably chatted for about 20 minutes. And she purchased my book, of course. And then, you know, what I normally tell you guys, get a picture of the person holding your book. I asked her for a picture, and she's like, well, I don't really do social media. I said, I know, but it's what I do, you know, as well as you signing up for my email list, but I want to be able to, you know, put it on social media. I said, I will share it on my YouTube page and a carousel video. And you know what? She said, okay, I will take the picture. So she wasn't okay with it at first, but I just explained to her, you know, that I really wanted to do it because it helps me as an author, you know, to get out there to show people are purchasing my book. And it sparked her interest because this is what she can do when her book comes out. So that's helping you to get on a personal level, because this person is still on my email list to this day. She may not be able to make it to all my events, but she definitely responds when I send the email and kind of just do a check-in with people. So that's important because you're connecting with them on a personal level. And that's what people like. That's what people want. And let me just go into the group and see if I got anybody watching, because I can't tell from my phone if anybody is checking in with me. All right. All right. All right. So that's one thing. There'll be many things. And then email is effective, right? You can't control whether someone's going to open your email or not, but that's the key of having like great one-liners on the subject line to say what it is that you're going to be sharing with them. But it can also just improve, of course, the communication that you guys may have. And if a person is interested in knowing what you have going on, which a lot of people do, sign up for your email list and then later on opt out and or don't read your email. But people don't have time sometimes. So whether they open it when you first send it or when they get home or the next couple of days or whatever, as long as it still gets open, that's all that matters, because you are connecting with them. And a lot of times people don't, check their email to the weekend or so. So that's how some people are. But it helps you as an author to build a small army around your brand. And those people that have subscribed, they are your army. They are your people that will, share your book, give you thoughts about your book, tell you how your book was, do some book reviews. This is what you want. You want to make it the army that's going to support you, right? So what you can do is you can make sure that you ask your list questions, do a giveaway, let them know that you trust their responses, you welcome their responses, and anything that they want to share with you. There are many service providers that you can use to grow your email list. I am on MailChimp, the free part of MailChimp. Actually, after you get to 2,000 subscribers, after you get to 2001, you have to pay. So it's free up to 2,000 subscribers. After that, it jumps to $30 a month. You can do ConvertKit, which is $29 a month, but that's only up to 1,000 subscribers. After 1,000, it goes up in price. Aweber is $19 a month, and that's for 500 subscribers. Constant Contact is $20 a month, and that's 500 subscribers. So right now for me, MailChimp works. After you get to 2,000, then you could pay. But I would probably stick more with MailChimp, because even though it's $30 a month, the other three that I listed, that price just goes up the more and more that you add to your mailing list. All right, so one of the things that you can say when you have your book signing, when you have your vendor event, you can have the sign-in sheet and you can explain to them, would you mind joining my email list? Tell them what you're going to be sending them, right? Let them know that you're not going to be spamming them. Let them know how often you probably will send out emails, and let them know some of the things that you're going to be sharing with them. Some of the things that you could do is you can offer a freebie, and this wouldn't be to people that you meet at your vendor event or at your book event, but you can use a freebie online, right? It's a great motivator, and people love free items. So you can offer a short ebook, a resource guide, a companion to one of your books, novels, or an entrance into your Facebook community if you have a Facebook community. But what you want to do is those options could be when you are posting online if you want to build your email list. So if you have a new book coming out, you can entice your list by possibly offering one of your books for free or 99 cents. If they've already purchased the book, you can offer something else for your new book, or offer like the first chapter or something like that. I'm on the email list of a young lady who has a book that's coming out, and for her freebie, she offered the first 2 chapters of her book to all of those that joined. So that's a great thing. Not sure if that's something that you want to do, but it is an option. So again, what you want to do is post on social media about the freebie. and let people know. But one of the things you want to do before you do that is have your landing page set up for your to grow your email list. What I did was go on to MailChimp, and I made a landing page on MailChimp, and it walks you right through it. And then from there, once I created it, I did a short link, a bit.ly short link, and named it what I wanted to name it. And then it's like, boom, I could share that. And actually it's in the group, and that's how I did mine. I didn't go to any, website builder or anything like that to do it. But I do have a sign up on my website as well, and I have a freebie out there as well. So I have 3 places that lead right back to my mailing list, that lead right to my website. So after you sign up on the freebie, or to join my mailing list, it leads you right back to my author website. So that's one of the things you also want to do when you invite people to join your mailing list. After they do that and they hit submit, they get to thank you, and then a button will say, go back to, the website. So you want to do that so that they're just not lingering and just X out of it. You want to bring them back to your website just in case. So some of the things that you can do is, of course, optimize your social media profile. You can put it on your email as well. Anything that you post online, you can also post your freebie on there as well. You can even do a Canva post to post your freebie. But again, the important thing to remember is you are growing your email list, and this will help you to grow your email list so that if something happens with that platform, you still have those people that's on your email list, and you can get them on board to get to your next book, your next couple of books. You can notify them of any events that you have going on. You can let them know if you're going to be doing a vendor event, a book talk, or whatever. I tend to share with my email list once a month. I don't want to send to them every 2 weeks. I don't even have anything to talk about every 2 weeks, to be honest with you. I send to them once a month. I think, November, December, I realized that I hadn't been writing for my next book as much as I should have been. And I just shared that, and I just asked if anyone was writing anything, how they were coming along, and what do you do when, so many things in life get in your way that you can't get back to writing the book that you planned on writing to have out in February. And I got a lot of responses because it wasn't a long email. I wasn't trying to sell them anything. I was just talking about life, and me not doing any writing. And you're just going to get people just genuinely responding back to you. So don't always think you have to sell them anything. Look more to give them things. Your email list will appreciate that, and they will stay on your list instead of opting out, right? So that's the next thing that you can do. But one of the things that I do, but not as often, is post about joining my email list. But I have it out there. But I don't post it as often because I want to update my freebie. Even though I still have a freebie, I want to update my freebie to something else. So some things to think about. Of course, if you have a blog post, right, mention on your blog post that you have a mailing list and list some of the things that you would give to people that joined your mailing list, what they can expect to get from you. That's another thing to think about. And you could do a whole blog post about it as well, if you want it. And, make sure you put that blog post out as well. So one of the questions was, where can I build my email list at? So you can build your email list when you do library reads, when you do vendor events, when you do your book talk, when you do your book tour, and when you do any webinars or virtual summits. You can build your email list. And also when you do any type of radio interviews, podcast, because again, when you're introduced onto the podcast, the interviewer will tell you, besides them having it already posted on their social media, will tell our fans where they can find you at. And from there, you can give them a short bit.ly link or a tiny URL link to join your mailing list. Tell them what they would get if they join or how they can connect with you. And if you do have a opt-in on your page, on your website, just tell them to go to your website and be sure to join my mailing list because I have a lot of new things coming out. You know, you could talk about working on your book. You could talk about how you are willing to take some opinions about your book cover. You're going to need some help, you know, simple things that you can do. A lot of people like to be a part of helping an author to get their book together. I was reading something and one of the authors, it was a male author, he was working on his next book and he had emailed his list and asked if you can help him to name his character. And he gave a little bit of detail of what the type of character was. And the person who gave the best answer would be mentioned in the book and the name of the character will be used. How awesome is that, to be mentioned in a book of a bestseller because you helped to name the character? So some things to think about that are pretty exciting, and you could best believe that person is a lifelong reader of that author and probably have purchased several books to be able to say, hey, I helped to create this author's character's name and he mentioned me in the book. So it's pretty exciting. Now, the next thing is, how often should I email my list? Now, that would depend on you. I said I only do it once a month because I don't like to overshare and I don't have a lot of things to talk about. Being on so many email lists, I kind of know what I do and don't like. So that's one of the things you have to think about. Of course, you can share when you have things coming up. You should share when you have things coming up. If you have an event coming up, if you have a new book coming up, if you're changing the cover of your book, if you're updating your book, if you had a book that was on, say, Amazon and you took it off for a specific reason, you decided to put it back on with a different cover, you want to make sure that you update people about that. So those are a couple of things that you can share with your email list. Again, even though my email list, everybody's spread all over the place, I still make sure that I let everyone on the email list know when I have a book event coming up, if I'm going to be on the radio or podcast, you know, just so they can possibly listen in, join in, if I'm coming to their town, or, you know, what I got going on with the new book. So a variety of things that I do, and you guys can as well. You can implement some holidays as well and just kind of talk about some things. So, but you want to make sure that you are engaging your email list because you want it to grow. So you don't want people to leave because they feel like you're not giving them any value or it's a waste of time. So those are a couple of things about an email list, and I hope I was helpful with the information that I shared. Make sure that you let me know if you guys have any questions or comments, and if that was helpful to you, if it gave you some ideas for your mailing list and thoughts of possibly making sure when you do any type of events that you have like a sign-up sheet. A lot of people are weary about joining an email list, but if you tell them what they're getting, if you assure them they're not going to be spammed, most people will go ahead and sign. So that's all that I have for you guys. I hope that was helpful. Again, let me know that you caught the replay, and I'll talk to you guys soon.